I've been trying to think of a good way to start this video, and I genuinely don't know how I'm gonna approach it. I guess I could say I've been wanting to make a video about small scenes in movies, more specifically, the ones that I always think back on and maybe talk about why they stick with me so much, instead of talking about a whole movie, because there's lots of times the whole movie isn't as good as that one scene, or maybe you really enjoyed a movie and there's that one scene that sealed the deal for you. I want to talk about one that I can physically feel when I watch it, a scene that definitely didn't help but absolutely fueled a childhood fear of mine. It's the giant bug scene from Peter Jackson's King Kong from 2005. Like I said in my last video, I have a fondness for the movies of the early 2000s. In those years, I watched movies that became reigning favorites to this day, and King Kong is definitely one of those that's high on the list. I love the beginning of the movie so much because it perfectly establishes you in the time period it's set in. I love the outfits of the time, and the shots and the lighting are so well done. Jack Black, of course, steals the show. If you don't even know what the movie is about, you'll tune in just to watch him. And for me, both of those are true. But most importantly, I didn't even know what this movie was about. I didn't know who King Kong was yet, or the story of King Kong, so of course, everything that unfolds in this movie had me on the edge of my seat until a scene came that had me tucking right back into it. You see, the bright, clean aesthetic of the movie at the beginning that they tried to portray in the first part was extremely intentional. It's supposed to be a contrast between how the island looks. Everything goes from nice and clean to dark and dirty, and after getting this far in the movie, you can really feel the stickiness, the sweatiness, the dirtiness that the characters are going through. So as things get worse, you're getting deeper in with these characters, and you feel it. You feel as comfortable as they are. Things on the island have been going so wrong, to say the least, and when crossing a ravine, they encounter King Kong, who throws them into the depths below and into the nightmare, and that's where the scene begins. The crew immediately begins to stir, and there's no music, just the sounds of breathing and distant crawling as they start to swarm in, roaches and crickets as big as dogs. A pool of what I assume are leeches start to squirm in a filthy bog, and it feels so sinister immediately. These, somewhat harmless creatures in real life start to become terrifying when they're, doubled in size, and they seem curious in nature until they get way too damn close and begin to fucking jump all over the characters. And then worst of all, we get this scene.
Get off! Get off!
And that's the part I see and hear in my head whenever I think back on this. Just the sound of the legs alone make me cringe. I mean, my God, just look at when the leeches grab this guy and you immediately see the blood being sucked out of his leg. These random creatures just come out of the fucking woodwork, and I mean, look, is that a fucking crab in the wall? Come on, just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, fucking spiders come crawling down. Now, for the 25% and the, 3 to 15% of y'all who saw this, I'm so sorry. I know for me it was mostly just the crickets. I had a major fear of them jumping on me, and I hate the legs. The scene just keeps building as more and more bugs swarm in, and you see them coming as high as his shoulders here, and Jack Black just keeps fucking swinging away like a machine. Then we see this poor bastard getting ragdolled as they throw him back and forth through the air, just playing with him. And then this man wrestling this massive cricket on his face. Seeing that thing with its disgusting beady eyes is my nightmare, honestly. Afterwards, they get saved by the rest of the crew and they manage to escape. But if I were still alive after fighting all these, the damage would have been done, bro. It's too late. They're gonna have to give me some psych treatment when I get home, because I know I would just feel the legs all over me. So yeah, that's the scene. There's a bunch of re-uploads of that scene here on YouTube, and all the comments are full of people hating it. Are you happy with yourself, Peter? You've traumatized a generation. So how do you feel now? You've seen the scene that takes the fucking cake as the most unsettling and skin-crawling bug-related scene in movie history. And it's not the only one either. This one right here from later in the movie might be up there, because just look at this shit. You thought roaches and crickets were bad, but a centipede is a whole nother deal. And then there's this scene from Kong Skull Island with the giant spiders. I don't know what's with this series and the big bugs, but they gotta chill out. These movies are great, don't get it twisted. But if you don't like bugs, just don't bother. But, you know, anyways, I'm done now. I need a fucking palate cleanser or something. I gotta throw on iCarly. That's it. I hope you see why this sticks in my head after all these years, and I hope it's now stuck in yours. If you watch the movie, enjoy it. If you don't, I understand, but just wanted to give you some insight. That's it. I'm out.